Dabble Point, a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on This Week in Stuttering John, pretend to be sick, and ask our mom to leave the room because she's distracting us. I'm Carl Hamburger, and with me this week we have Tukey.
Hacka, Carl.
We have Shuli Egar.
Hacky, Carl.
And we have KC Armstrong joining the show. What's happening, fellas?
Love Telke. I love Telke's here, and I love to see you gentlemen.
Telke, you're the best.
Guys, I want to thank you three for joining me because KC Armstrong was a big topic of conversation on today's episode of the Stuttering John Melendez podcast. Of course, myself and Shuli are often the subject matter that John talks about these days. And
he's got so many other things he talks about, Carl.
I know. Well, obviously, he has a depth of knowledge. He knows Steven Spielberg's name. He knew Quentin Tarantino again today. He told this story about directing Quentin Tarantino for a cold open. I was like, finally telling this story. He's been teasing it forever.
Just the
So
worst.
bad.
But
So
are
bad.
you like me, Carl? You hear him going off on Casey, and you're like, all right, that's enough of him. Come back to me.
yeah, KC sucks. But what about me? I was saying some
You
shit.
just got here. He just got here. What are you doing? Come here.
It's not even fair. So this has been a crazy week for Stuttering John because he's at his mom's house. It's Christmas time, and he has not taken a day off. He has been broadcast, even when he's sick, even when he should be interacting with his sister, who he rarely sees, and other family members. It is the John Show. And one of the things that I've been picking up on, I love watching real life John, the real Stuttering John Melendez. And we're witnessing that because we're starting to see how he treats the people in his family. He's the big celebrity. He even said at one point, "Mom, aren't you proud to have a celebrity son?
Oh, my
Doesn't
God.
that make you proud?"
Yes, Johnny. It's a very good. It's great.
So he's showing off to his family. At one point, he got a $50 super chat. He's like, hey, Joyce, come here, Joyce, check this out. This guy just gave me $50.
Oh, my God.
I got to think Joyce has got to be like, yeah, John, you used to be on the Tonight Show. That's not that impressive. I watch Twitch streamers. They're all getting this.
Remember when you had 8 bathrooms?
You know why he treats them like that? Because
Why?
they're not doing anything for him. The only people he treats well are people that provide a service for him. That's it. Everybody
Right,
else.
and you're right. If it's not that, he has to impress the other people around him somehow.
Right. Well, he's flexing on the rest of the family by going, "Hey guys, can you keep it down? I'm doing a show here."
Yeah.
He goes, "I need to concentrate," and then he starts yelling about fighting KC for 10 minutes. I need to concentrate.
The way he treats his mom on air. He's such an asshole to her, ordering her around, bossing her around, unplug the phones, go in the other room, go find a pan for the pork that I'm not going to cook, but you are. It's insane.
But it's got to be to his likings.
Right. But you get the sense that this is actually John. I mean, he's putting on a show, obviously. And this is the thing that I'm getting bored with John, all the performative things that he does. But the way he's talking to his mom and his sister makes me think he's even a bigger prick when the camera's not on.
Right.
100%. 100%. There's no, it's funny. There's like, people go, Ric Flair is Ric Flair in and out of the ring. Like there's no off switch. He's an asshole on or off YouTube. He's an asshole to everybody. That's who he's always been.
Yeah, you're right, Shuli. Like he, from day one, he always wants people to do things for him, and to see how he treats his family. This isn't a bit. Anyone who thinks that this might be a bit, there is no bit involved here. This is how he treats the people that have to put up with him. I guess you have to put up with family. I mean, it's really off-putting to me. It makes me sick.
Well, Casey, it reminded me when he was over at his brother's house or whatever, and he pulls his phone out and he's showing all the people in the house. Everyone, by the way, is having conversations and enjoying each other's company. John sitting at a couch by himself, far away from his brother, watching the football game and just yelling across the room, saying Merry Christmas.
But again, that's a flex. He
course.
goes, "Hey, say Merry Christmas because I'm a celebrity. I'm filming you. You're going to be famous now. Say Merry." And everybody's like, "Merry Christmas." This fucking guy.
I wish someone would have said, so how many Patreon supporters do you have? How many people are going to see this?
Don't worry about it. It's not important.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Carl, I thought that was brilliant. That was on your show. You showed us this kind of behind the scenes, I guess, that only certain people are privy to on his a certain channel or something like that.
Yeah.
He's interrupting people's conversations because he is doing this exquisite broadcast that's so important that everyone has to stop. John is speaking, and he, the big celebrity he is, needs us to wish everyone Merry Christmas.
Right.
But you're right. He's reminding his family that he's the celebrity. He's the big deal. But it also reminded me of back when Howard Stern would get very annoyed with John because he's constantly doing a show in the hallway.
The John Show.
Yeah. He's like, why is it the Stuttering John show out in the hallway? There's only one show going on. It's the Howard Stern show. Tell John to get back to the phones, answer the phone, stop doing his own show. But this is what John does. He needs to be the center of attention at all times. He thinks he's putting on a show at all times, regardless of how other people are put off by that. Doesn't bother him at all.
And he would do this for the interns. And when Gary would come in, he was scared to death of Gary, not when he was off the air, because Gary would yell at him. Gary would say, hey, get back to work, answer the phones. Stop doing this. And then he'd go in and tell Howard, and Howard off the air during the commercials, like, dude, what are you doing? You can't, you can't be doing your own show out there in the office. I need you to do work for me. And that's a real thing, man. That really happens. So you would see John doing the John Show, but then when Gary would walk in after getting some tape or something from Scott actually working, John would stop and just clam up.
Right. And by the way, he acted like this at the Tonight Show too. He was having a conversation with one of the other writers from the Tonight Show. And the writer told him that he was brought in by the bosses, and they said, we appreciate talking about the other writer. We appreciate what you do on the show. You're not one of these guys who's trying to do your own show out in the hallways. You just keep to yourself and do your job. And John goes, that's talking about me. Like, yes, you're annoying. They're literally praising other people for not being like you during a job review. Do you see how annoying you actually are? You don't understand that?
I've said it a million times. This is what happens when you don't tell your kids they're not talented.
Right.
Go with all their stupid plays. Like, imagine all the stupid plays John put on during holidays, and all his parents had to go, "Oh, that is very good, Johnny."
I heard he mentioned something crazy today with Vince that I can't wait to get into. But he said that when he was 3 years old, I think he said, he had something like 13 cavities.
What?
Which, yeah. He was having his mom tell the story while he was sitting there, and he was talking about how he didn't take any Novocaine shots, just gas or whatever, but they had to do root canals and cavity. At 3, you still have your fucking baby teeth.
Yeah, they're baby teeth.
I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But she was confirming it, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this house?
I'm convinced that she's been programmed to just agree with John at all times. Yes, John, of course, John. And actually, that leads me to one of the things I wanted to talk about today. And then, Casey, I definitely want to talk to you because you've been subject matter this week.
I didn't know this, so this is going to be fun. I didn't know.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my first thing. But since you brought that up, new catchphrases coming out this week as John is back at his house. I have never heard another adult broadcaster use the catchphrases, "Ain't that right, Ma?" And the other popular, "You can even ask my mother."
Oh, well, you also don't forget this classic.
Thank you, mommy.
Think about me.
Thank you, mommy.
So this is his relationship with his mom is very weird, as we saw yesterday when he confused his mom for his wife.
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
Oh, shit.
What would Sigmund Freud say about that little slip up that he had?
Wow.
And what made it even better was him realizing what he just said live on YouTube. And we haven't laughed that hard watching a clip from him in a long time. It was amazing. Amazing.
For people who didn't see it, do you want to describe how that went down?
Oh,
Do you remember the context?
Well, he was screaming, he's leaning in, screaming, doing his whole performance. And then he goes to mention something about his mother. I don't remember the exact sentence, but he says, you know, something to the effects of like, and you would say that to my wife? And he just started spazzing out. It was unreal.
I think
Well,
he
sure,
was
you
referring to
remember.
Mike Morse talking about how he's dating his mom now, and I think he was referencing that as his wife. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Casey.
If you
Yeah.
guys weren't around for this, he used to treat Susanna like total shit, like she was his servant, and he would go on and brag about it. It was pretty disgusting. I mean, you know,
Let me
he
plug
would
John's
laugh.
book real quick. Casey, in this book, John tells a story about a very pregnant Susanna waiting on him and his friends on a New Year's Eve. I believe it was right before the birth of his son. It was a New Year's Eve party, and she's 9 months pregnant, making them food and getting up and getting them all the things. And they had to rush to the hospital, and John was too drunk to be the driver. He's got a 9-month pregnant wife, and he's just like, well, but it's New Year's Eve. What are we going to do? We got a party. And he made her wait on them.
Hold your horses. This kid's coming sooner or later. Relax.
It's in his book he wrote about this. I'm like, Jesus, what's he leaving out?
But
He
Casey
thinks
was
that's-
right. He would go on the air and he would laugh at Gary for helping his wife and for doing stuff around the house with his kids, and he would just laugh at him. And he's like, dude, I was watching a game and somebody puked and she went. He goes, I told her right away, clean it up. And he's laughing about it. And he's like, wow, shocking that you are where you are today. Amazing.
What if you're the parents? You're Susanna's parents, and maybe you're hearing this. I mean, like, this is the guy that you chose, and you're putting up with this. Is abuse. This is you're not in a relationship. You're not in a partnership. You're what do they call that? Stockholm syndrome or something like that.
Well, that was another story that he told this week. I don't know if he's told this story before, but he remembers. So he's one of these douchebags who proposed to his wife on Christmas Day. God forbid you want to separate those two things, but whatever. So he proposes to Susanna at his mom's house on Christmas Day, and he made it clear that she said no. Her immediate response, her gut instinct was no. Has anyone else proposed to their current wife and she said no at first? Because that would be embarrassing. I wouldn't feel good about myself if that were the case.
No, but I mean, always go with your gut is the lesson in that story.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know?
Let's do some super chats real quick, and then I have more discussion points I want to get to because, like I said, crazy week. If you're just joining us, Stuttering John broadcasting from his mom's house during the Christmas break, and it's been fantastic. Chris Primer, $10. The secret members only WATP merch store featuring John's kids as Christmas ornaments that hang themselves from the tree was a big hit with my family. I bought one of each. And as I said on my super secret show that you can't find, I will autograph those if you request them before we send them out. No problem. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Dang Lizard with €5. Nice. Another show that keeps John relevant. Carl, thanks you for making SJ famous. He would have never known what a great guy he is otherwise. Hurry, quaff all ya has. I prepared my hair properly before the show today. Thank you, Sta Chunksta, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. You know what I hate? Don was trying to get into a fight with John today on the show. Carl's bad haircut. Apologize to Bob, Carl.
Bob's walking around with a fucked up do. I'll tell you that.
Oh, he looks fine. We all of us people with bad haircuts need to unite at this time. Michael Rendon says, I love that Massapequa police are going to track down a prank pizza delivery, but when a serial killer lived in the neighborhood for 20 years, that's a very good point. John, once again, calling the police on both Ian Hawke and Patrick Melton, which he's not afraid to talk about.
His second favorite show. He's calling the cops on his second favorite show.
Why did he call the cops on him?
Well, because somebody in the Discord server said they were going to order pizza and have it delivered to John's house. Very threatening stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Shuli said he wants to talk to Detective Pepperoni. That was awesome.
Tar Marnold says, why does John always infantilize his kids? Greta is much closer to 30 than she is to being underage. All right, we don't dead name here, but yes, they are not children. They're adults.
Yeah.
Dang Lizard, 2 for the TWO.
Tukey World Order. TWO.
TWO for life. Ray Leno, $5. This is for Tukey.
Yay!
Thanks, Doogie, with the assist on that one. Self-snitching John, $5. Let's talk about all the crimes I unwittingly confessed to this week. Yeah, no shit. I love that someone was all caps trying to get John to respond to what he wrote again in this book, talking about when he was a kid and he would snap girls' tops off at the beach.
Oh yeah.
And then the police would chase him around. It seems something illegal.
It was a different time, Carl.
They just tussled your hair and went, "Oh, get out of here. Boys will be boys."
Look at these scamps over here sexually harassing these women. Good stuff, guys. Reverend Shitstain Powerful Pooper, $5. SJ called the pigs today in 2 counties to report Melton and Ian and Carl and Shuley for cyber terrorism. Wow. It's been escalated to cyber terrorism.
Yeah.
He doxed his mom twice Wednesday and dared people to send pizza. Yeah, this is the thing. This is what John likes to do. He likes to say, I'm at Pickwick every day at 3 o'clock. Come fight me. And then someone shows up at Pickwick and he goes, isn't this scary? People are showing up to find me at Pickwick. It's like, no, you asked for this.
He goes, what's wrong? What? Yeah, he goes, what's wrong with you people? Is this all you know is violence? Huh?
What not chase for $2? Casey, just go slap him already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I like how he's banning deliveries, but here's his real thought on deliveries.
If they pay for it, take it.
There you go. That's the motto. That's the motto.
Dennis with the $10 super sticker. Thank you, Dennis. Panama Man, Merry Christmas. Can I get a shut up DG drop? Maybe we could do it live for him.
Shut up, DG.
Aqualung, $5. He tried a hallway show at TTS. It landed him in the 4th row of the audience. Yes. Neon Wallace. Well, yeah. One was like, I need him somewhere where I can see him. I want to keep tabs on this asshole. Neon Wallace, $5. The Smile, the Jew, and the Toque. Also, that Stern guy. Anyway, love you guys. I love Tukey more than a friend. FSJ, FKB, TWO. Where's the potato? The potato got the invite, but the potato takes potato vacations. Apparently.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's that all about?
He's living the life, that fucking potato.
Shuley never not sucking.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Also available at the Who Are These Podcasts merch store. I almost said the Isotopes. The Rounder, $5. Please, in 2024, will you guys admit this SJ thing is a work on all of us? Please tell he not this dumb. All hail TWO. I have an example of that today I want to get to because, as Shuley knows, every now and again I go, John can't be this dumb. This can't be a real thing. But then he surprises you, and he actually is that dumb every time. Painkiller, $2. SJ loves whippets because of the gas at dentist. Yes, he did. Dang Liz, €5. Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that what you were just talking about is never underestimate the power of someone's ego or fragile ego, or someone who is so conceited and cocky. They think a different way than normal people do.
Correct. This is the thing that I've had to wrap my head around. John's narcissism. I've never really dealt with someone like this in my life. So as I'm learning about all of his personality flaws, I go, oh, well, someone can actually act like this, can they? Oh, he does. Well, that's interesting. And I have to give it to Vince the lawyer, who was on the show again today, a guy who John just swore off, earlier this week, I think?
Yeah.
He's never going to talk to him again.
Depends on the day. But yeah.
Vince has total control over John. Complete control over him because Vince identified early on that John's a narcissist, and it's very easy to manipulate narcissists. And he proves it time and time again with his Twitter and him actually being on the show and fucking with him. So
look, I love your buddy. I love your buddy Blind Mike, but I think he overplayed his hand. Well, he tried to do a Vince. He tried to get in his good graces. And usually John's so dumb, if you compliment him or you say he was funny and something, then all that you got him eaten out of your hand. But I for some reason he was able to spot that one, or was he? I don't.
It was a little over the top. So Blind Mike did this thing with Cardiff on the Blind Mike Project, where they were doing this bit where Mike goes, Carl forces us to talk about Stuttering John. None of us want to be talking about John, but Carl even told me he's not going to give me the super chat money from WATS unless I talk about John. They're going on and on about what an asshole I am, thinking that anytime that you're an enemy with me or Shuli, John's going to love you and invite you on the show. But yeah, they might have leaned into it a little bit too hard. John thought that I orchestrated that whole thing.
Good idea, though.
It was a good idea. It was funny. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think Brennan bought it hook, line, and sinker, though. I think he believes it. No, I don't. It wouldn't shock me.
I was going to say, because he's the other one.
Shock me. Yeah.
He's the other one. As long as you hate me or Shuli, he's on board with you.
Maybe you got a super chat.
Dang lizard. Breaking news. Apparently, the satellite man was messing with SJ as a young kid. TWO. I don't know the reference there. Does anyone know what the satellite man is?
That is a reference to a guy named Tony Chase, who is a paranoid schizophrenic, and his teeth are the worst teeth you've ever seen. He looks like he was dragged behind a car and tried to use his teeth to stop. And really bad, but he thinks the government has satellite people watching him and doing stuff to his teeth. So makes no sense.
All right, that's why Tukey is here to fill us in. I don't know anything about bad teeth. It's Eric Nagel, $5. Our boy E-Rock is watching. John treating his mom that shitty for years is the worst thing about him. Second only to how shitty he was to his ex and kids.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I'll make this announcement a couple times during the show. This Sunday morning, Blind Mike's on vacation, so I'm going to take over his time slot. This Sunday morning on our Patreon and Supercast, I will be reviewing the famous wedding speeches. Now, Tukey, you were threatened with a lawsuit yet again today.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that. What am I being sued for now?
I will tell. I'll fill you in on it. I have some notes on it. But
did you send some pastrami on Swiss to his house?
Yes. Did he get it?
Mm-hmm.
So, because John is so obnoxious with threatening to sue people he's not going to, all the lawsuits are fake. Because he does this, I've been given no choice but to give my full analysis of the wedding speeches. Now, the way I'm going to do it's a little different. John can try to sue me if he wants to, but I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to transcribe word for word the speeches and read them. I might even have Annie come on and read the speeches.
You gonna react it? Reenact it?
Reenact it? Yeah, yeah.
Let's do a table read. What are we doing?
Yes. All right. So that's my next point. Shuli, do you want to join me? We could do it on both of our Patreons. Or, membership only, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a Sunday morning? Okay.
You had me at wedding speech. Yeah.
Okay.
Can me and Telke be one of the speech givers?
Yeah. Talkie, are you available?
I whatever you guys want to do. I don't care. I don't want to invite myself onto the bit, but yeah,
It's a beautiful idea.
KC, you could be Aaron.
Okay, I love it. I'll study.
You'll be the new husband. Tukey can be Susanna.
Nobody said they want me to be Greta. You guys are assholes.
We'll figure this out, but we're definitely gonna do this. All right, I'm glad you guys are on board. We'll definitely do this Sunday morning.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching it, brother. That's a great idea.
More details to come. Well, because honestly, this is what annoys me about this. Let me, Eric, thank you. You got me going now. This is what really annoys me about John and his lawsuits is that he consistently says, and all right, so this is the thing that he said today, Tukey. He goes, I was about to sue Tukey. Mm-hmm. If he keeps it up, I will.
Keeps what up?
Say fair use all you want, but when the judge hears the racist and anti-trans language, he will side with me.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So this is what pisses me off about John is that he's never actually watched the video. Tukey's not on that video. Cardiff is not on that video. He thought both of Cardiff and Tukey were on that video. Now, were they there? Kind of. Whatever. That's not the point. The point is John's obviously not seen it because he thinks that you guys are all making these anti-trans jokes and racist jokes about Aaron. Only Husey was doing that. The rest of you guys were analyzing what these speeches mean about John as a father, as a husband, as a family member. And it was great analysis. If John would sit down and watch that, I don't think he'd be able to. It'd be a little bit too painful. But that's what I want to get into. I want to get into not making fun of his kid. That's why we're not watching the video. I'm not putting his kids on blast or anything like that. I want to analyze what are they saying and why are they saying it?
No, it's fantastic.
Go ahead, Tukey.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were doing. We were analyzing what they were saying and portraying it to, this must be the horrible things they had to live through and survive through. And they came out such wonderful kids. And their dad is such a drunken idiot who won't stop saying he's going to sue me. You took the strikes away, dummy. I never promised you anything. I never negotiated with you. When I first started negotiating with you, you told me I was threatening you. You're very stupid.
You did such a great job on that video. You really got into it, and you kind of dissected it, and none of it was making fun of the kids. None of that. It was all about how you interpret it in reference to John.
But he had the chance to sue me. It was in his court. The ball was in his court, and he just gave it up. He said, Cardiff reminded me I'm very famous, so I'm going to remove the strike. Now, I had never talked to John during that whole process. The only time we talked was on Twitter when I would tell him to fuck his son's pussy or something like that. So I never actually, negotiated with him. But I early on said I would not put it back on YouTube, and YouTube put it back on YouTube after the strike was lifted, and I took it off. It's available for free on Rumble and on my Patreon. Yay! Yes.
Definitely worth checking out on Rumble, the B-Dabbler channel.
But isn't John most responsible for all the anti-tranny stuff and the gay and the retarded stuff? Isn't he most guilty of saying inappropriate things that he's accusing everyone else of saying?
Well, yes. In fact, we know that on the Artie Lang show a few years back, John was saying the most horrific things about his newly trans child, to the point where he had to beg Dan Filato to not make that available on the internet. It never did see the light of day, thanks to Dan Filato. It does exist on a hard drive or two somewhere. Mm-hmm. And people know people who own those computers. Yeah. So that's why John had to call Dan and beg for forgiveness. And when I said Dan the Enabler, I was talking about a different Dan.
That was the craziest shit ever.
Liar.
I mean, he was flat out talking about Dan for years, not just a week or two. It was insane.
Oh, it was a different Dan who lived with Artie Lang and produced the Artie Lang show. Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't realize. Great. Now, the thing that pisses me off about this lawsuit, and someone even explained this to John and he still doesn't get it. This is where I go back to, is John this stupid? In this case, I think he is. So he's talking about a copyright lawsuit. He says he's going to sue Tukey because he owns the copyright, which of course he doesn't. Someone looked up, John owns 2 copyrights. They're both from like the 90s or something. John doesn't own the copy. He can't possibly own the copyright. But he says he's going to sue you over a copyright infringement, but then explains that he's going to win because of the content of you guys being racist and anti-trans. The judge will side with him. Does he not understand how the law works in any single way? Why would he think that's true?
Because he lives in California and he's a big pussy. And he thinks that's the way, feelings are what wins court cases, apparently. This is all because his feelings got hurt. If he just shut up and didn't say anything, this video wouldn't be as popular as it is. 9,000 on Rumble. There you can get it for free. Or on my Patreon. Yay!
What's your Patreon, Tukey?
Yeah, what is your Patreon?
Patreon.com/BeDabbler Network.
BeDabbler Network. All right.
Of course, everyone has a network.
But that video he put out on Patreon is a great example. I was watching that, and it's like, here he is putting all these people on camera that none of the dabbleverse really, I mean, some of them, yes, they're familiar with because he puts them into the spotlight. It's the only reason his kids are a thing. It's the only reason his mom is a thing, and the way he treats people. Those are the only 2 reasons.
Mm-hmm. And I've been saying this for a little while now, but we've been goofing on Opie for about as long as we've been goofing on Stuttering John. And there were rumors about Opie's wife that was a big problem. I think Opie had to actually go through with a lawsuit against someone. And we never talk about Opie's family, his wife, his kids, the in-laws, because he doesn't talk about them. Mm-hmm. Opie never shows photos of his kids or of his wife and brings them up. And this is why John is so stupid. And you go, John, the reason why people talk about your kids and your ex and all this stuff is because you keep bringing it up. He's like, because I love them. If you love, Opie loves his kids too, dummy. Everyone loves their kids. You don't need to talk about them on your show. That should not be the fodder. And you know for a fact that whatever you talk about, we'll all talk about. So I think you're doing this on purpose, and you're the one fucking with your kids, which is probably why they don't talk to you anymore. What say you, KC?
I agree with that 100%. And I want to ask you gentlemen something. with all the love and him being so protective of his kids, have you guys once in all the time you've been covering this douchebag ever seen or heard of any holiday where he's not sitting alone drinking beer, trying to panhandle for super chats?
Yeah, I like if you love your kids, spend a holiday with them. That's
Right.
one of my little sayings, you know. And
Didn't
he
he
never
lie?
seems.
Didn't he lie and say his daughter was over at his mom's house at one point this week?
Yep. And then he's
What?
like, she was here last year. And you're like, you said yesterday she's there tonight. She's coming
Right.
by tonight. So
Like I don't have kids, but I would think if I have a
Oh,
choice between-
look who's gay over here.
Wow.
Oh, he doesn't have kids. He's gay.
You
nice
got me.
piano. Nice piano, Liberace. Nice.
If you're feeling gay,
But if
wanna
I,
put with
if I did,
hey.
Yeah. You got a bunch of kids. They're on your socks. Go ahead.
but seriously, if I did, I think I would rather hang out with them on a Thanksgiving than go do a potato bar.
Oh, you really
Yeah,
don't.
no shit.
You really
You
don't.
wouldn't
have-
want to go to Des Moines, Iowa, or whatever.
Because I'm a gay bad father.
Yeah. Yeah. Tuki's right. You really don't have kids. That's your answer.
Joe Corson, right to you, Box. Did anyone ask John how Adam Sandler tastes?
Oh,
Pretty
Like
good.
that's perfect. Sorry, Tuki, go ahead.
I was gonna say probably pretty good because he's always bragging about it.
Yeah, I know.
But that's a perfect example of something nobody would have ever known if John didn't tell the story numerous times, bragging that his wife fucked Adam Sandler before they hooked up.
But it's worse than that because doesn't he say that she was a rebound
Yeah.
for Adam? So
Yeah.
it's not even like he could be like, and she broke Adam's heart because she was too good for him. No, it's not even that. It's just that they hooked up and it was like get back at someone else. Jesus.
Yep.
Why do you say things like this out
yo,
loud?
why would
Johnny,
you put that out there?
because he's an asshole. Because he doesn't think about other people's feelings. John is a narcissist. John has no empathy for anyone else. He doesn't think about other people's feelings. I have an example of Vince playing him just today, as soon as he came on the show, that we'll talk about. But first, I want to talk about Johnny Russo, my buddy. He says the prestigious NYU film grad had no idea who world-famous writer-director and two-time Academy Award winner David Mamet is. John's knowledge of the film industry doesn't go below the water's surface. Yes. And we obviously got to Johnny. Good job, Johnny, with your questions today, because he immediately started naming off directors of major films. Like, okay, good, John. Very impressive. But obviously we're getting to John, and he says he never watches my show. He never watches your show, Shuli. But for some reason, he knew that I was calling him out for saying that Citizen Kane is overrated. And
Yeah.
John goes, look, I just didn't like it. Is that okay? Am I allowed to not like it? It's like, you don't like it because you don't get it. Because you're
Right.
not a smart guy. That's why you don't like it. I thought Shakespeare was a hack. What's the big deal? Everyone has their opinion.
No, it's true. It's if he's got to think, he's hitting the chess clock. He's checking out. He's like, I'm out of here. Later.
Yeah, then he rattled off all these movies that he does like, and they're all action-packed movies.
Right.
It's like, well, yeah, of course you like that, dummy.
It's no
I am-
Expendables 3, but
Yeah.
I mean, what is?
Hi, Carl from I Am Hawk. There is speculation this is the Ian Hawk that probably has the police banging on his door right now. I don't know if
Uh-oh.
that's true or not.
Run.
Dave Delafiore has been a member for 5 months. Haircut. Be honest, someone lost a bet. Listen, a cow bikini is how you know I lost a bet. Okay?
That's
how you
nice.
know.
I
Not
got
far
that in
off.
my room.
Red 4735 $5. Have Kate Meany on next with Tukey. She can talk being harassed by John and how much she loves third input. I do have some Kate Meany stuff I want to talk about. John had to change his phone number again this week because he's constantly messaging Kate Meany. John from China, $5. Stuttering John treats his mom like the orderly from Happy Gilmore. The guy with the mustache in the old folks
Ben
home.
Stiller. Yeah.
Ben Stiller, yeah, that made him do manual labor. LOL. Yeah, it's not far off. It really isn't. He's a movie villain. K-Mag 3344 $5. Great panel. Casey's the man. Nice TWO.
Nice. Thank you,
Yeah.
K-Mac.
I was happy to get KC this week. Ricky Bev $5. My 4-year-old daughter just saw my laptop, and let's just say Tukey has a new fan.
Yeah.
Keep it real, my nogas. Stola.
Hello.
Make sure to watch Tukey Soup every Wednesday morning. Ira the Weatherman. Come on, is that the real Ira? Shuli, I got a bad haircut once.
it is.
I murdered them.
You gotta read it like Ira.
I was gonna say you gotta do, Julie,
Mhm.
I got a bad haircut once. I murdered them. Booyah!
Very good. King of all dicks, $2. The mom thing goes back to on-air Stern and Ray. Yes, I agree. Joe Dicker, $5. Love me some point, double point, TWO, Cardiff rules, Joe drools. Truer words have never been spoken, my friend. Linden, 49, panel, where do you see John in 12 months?
Dead.
Let's just say it'll be, it'd be 6 feet of ground between us and John, so it'll be hard to see him. Ham had $5. Mike Morse told Vince the Lawyer about John being a narcissist. Stop giving VTL the credit for that, Carl. TWO for life. F Stuttering John, F Kevin Brennan, F Vince the Lawyer.
That is true. That is
If
true.
Mike Morris is the one who originally had that theory, I'll give it to him.
Mike Morris is a bright guy, but I saw Vince do one of his videos, one of his call-in videos, explaining the whole thing and having like a doctor on. I'm sure they were both on top of it, but I do remember seeing that one. I don't know if you guys saw it too.
Hey, Case, don't ever take a lawyer's side over family. Ever. Okay. It's Mike Morse. It's Mike Morse.
I love Mike Morris. You know that. Come on.
Oh, you're the one.
You can't be-
Come on.
Dang Lizard, €5. SJ got paid for sitting in the Tonight Show audience. That's proof Shuey stole the view-paying bit from Leno.
Good one.
Mason in Portland coming in $20. Thank you, Mason. Best point, double point lineup yet. Happy holidays, boys. FSJFKB. Thank you very much for that.
Bye, Brennan.
The Creep Off channel coming in. Happy New Year, Creepos. My buddy Vinny Paulino. Him and I did a bonus show of the Creep Off today, which was a lot of fun. She Beast of the Sea People, $2. SJ is a product of and generator of bad parenting. Tampa Lytic Converters, €5. John on today's show doesn't think Mike Morris could become his new stepdad because his ex would not find him attractive.
What?
I mean, it's
So he doesn't
very
know how
likely
families work. Yeah.
it's very likely that John said it exactly that way.
Yep.
So
I would
that's-
believe that.
Penis
Wrinkle says, I don't think you're ready for a felony lawsuit, Carla. Oh my God, I forgot about that. He was going to he's going to sue me into prison somehow. That was,
How many
he
times?
said that recently too. What was that, Tukey?
How many times can I up this fake lawsuit bit? I mean, this is like Ric Flair retiring every.
Right, yes. Yeah. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
not buying
listen,
it.
guys, be careful.
You think I'm afraid to file lawsuits?
You think? He's not. He's not. He will. One day, he will do it.
Whenever he talks about lawsuits, he proves he's not afraid because Sharon Stone and SiriusXM. Sharon Stone, they settled out of court.
And
So-
he was actually assaulted. Like he had a reason.
Right.
Go to
And
court.
he had back pain and stuff, and they settled for way less money than what his damages were going to be. So that's not really a successful lawsuit by any means when someone just settles with you out of court. And the SiriusXM one was obviously the great Michael Popak was looking to get some fame and notoriety from Stuttering John because that was so nonsensical. There was no way that got thrown out with prejudice. And then for some reason, they were able to go in front of a panel of 3 judges. I listened to the audio of this. Michael Popak had no idea what he was talking about. He was literally trying to explain to the judge. I still can't believe this happened. I want to talk to Michael Popak. He was explaining to the judges the reason why John should win on his right to publicity suit is because Howard Stern at K-Rock would only pay him $30,000 a year. You're suing SiriusXM.
Right.
Mr. Popak. Why the fuck does that matter about anything? He's like, well, he was underpaid when he worked at K-Rock. What does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about? Why are you bringing that up? Makes you sound stupid.
But then are they supposed to pay everyone who's on the old Howard Stern tapes? Like Crackhead Bob, every time he was on, he's supposed to get paid? Like where does it end? Why
Well, no
John?
shit. Well, the whole point of right to publicity is if you try to make it seem like a celebrity's endorsing your product when they're not, if you put a billboard up with Arnold Schwarzenegger on it,
Right.
and you said, stop by Hamburger Nissan for, 2% financing, he could sue you for right to publicity because he's not affiliated with Hamburger Nissan, my dealership that I encourage all of you guys to check out. But John actually did work with Sirius when they were doing those best of packages things on the 101 channel. Like,
Yeah,
he actually
Howard
recorded
Stern years.
he recorded stuff for Sirius XM, but at that time he was gainfully employed by the Tonight Show, so no issues there. And then all of a sudden, when he's out of a job, he's like, "We should probably sue them because they're playing me on the channels."
Can I get paid for that thing I did a couple of years ago?
No.
And what's funny is when that happened, all he did was get all his stuff removed from the archives and from the rotation, and you never hear a Stuttering John bit played ever again. So
I remember. So Stuttering Sex Pest has put together these compilations of every time we've covered Stuttering John since 2018. It's up on
They're
YouTube.
amazing.
They're 6 to 9 hours long. You get to hear all the history of everything we've ever done with Stuttering John. And I said at the time, John, you dummy, how else would anyone know who the fuck you are?
Yeah,
and remember you or learn about you. There's so many people, like even the Tonight Show, that is gone. All the years on the Tonight Show, no one's watching those reruns. They don't exist. You can't find them on YouTube. It's done. The one place where people could actually tune in and hear a Stuttering John bit was on Howard 101 on Sirius XM in 30 million vehicles. And John decided to sabotage that one thing that might make him still relevant and ruin any chance of gaining new fans.
Yep. Yeah. That's,
Really
I was yelling at him the other night on our show, telling him, here's the reality. If Carl and I leave, you're done, John.
Right.
You're done. We're the ones keeping you alive right now.
He should be thanking you guys. Like,
don't make us leave, John, because we'll go. We'll go.
Tukey will be here, John. Very stupid.
Tukey, keep it going.
He's got a
All
litter.
right.
He ain't going anywhere.
Casey, let's talk about these threats that John made to you today.
Oh, no.
Listen to this. So he says today he's threatening. Now, he knew you were going to be on point, dabble point. He goes, Casey, better watch what he says on that point, dabble point, or else he's going to read these Facebook DMs from your former business partner. So he says, if he hears one lie, he's going to read what Brian said about how you set up the business and stole WMAP from him. And he's like, and the ball's in your court, Casey.
Oh, God. Please do it.
Balls.
Do it. If you see the guy he's talking about who lasted about a month or two, and he was a salesperson. And once I heard what he was doing with his sales, that's where we parted ways.
Right. Right. And that Vince was defending you today, actually,
He was.
because John was trying to imply, didn't imply. He basically said you're involved in this scheme and you knew about it. And Vince is like, look, I looked into this whole thing. And the one thing I can tell you without a doubt is that Casey had no knowledge of it. He wasn't, whether it's, Casey's too dumb to see what this guy was doing, or Casey's job didn't require him needing that knowledge. But either way, Vince is saying there's no proof that you were involved in that.
Yeah, thank you. And what he's even talking about, he's so fucking retarded, is that he's talking about, I went in just for an interview to interview people, and that was my only job. This isn't my business, which I started about 7 or 8 years ago. This was me working for the Women's Radio Network, which I had nothing to do with how it ran. I just showed up at the top of the hour, and I did a half-hour interview, and I was gone. So he's retarded, and he's the one with all the lawsuits. I mean, he's just saying something that's completely untrue and making me look in a derogatory light. Why can't I sue him? Because I'm a man, and I'm not going to act like a little fucking piece of shit.
You missed it today. So John was playing some clips of your show, and he thought he really had a gotcha moment. He's like, see how easy it is to analyze this guy? Because you said, John, I'm not going to sue you because I'm a man. He's like, oh, so only women sue? See, KC, you're wrong again. It's like, no, John, are you not understanding what he's saying? He's saying, be a man up. Stop with the lawsuits. Stop with the threats, the legal threats. It's not manly. You're being a douche.
I love it, Carl, that he's probably about 20 miles away from me right now, and he did a show, I guess, today. You guys are telling me he did a show. Did he threaten me at all? Like he's going to beat me up or something?
No, he's not threatening violence, but he did threaten to. Well, I'll read to you what he said.
I have the
right
email.
off the. Yeah,
I have the email. The guy said it. He said it.
Right at the beginning, he goes, I am going to expose KC Armstrong today.
Please do that, you dumb fucking piece.
I can prove that he is broke and desperate, and that's why he's jumping on the Stuttering John bandwagon. Not because I'm making up a bunch of lies about him. It's only because he wants to make some money off of me.
Wait till my lawyer sends him a letter about my photos that he's been posting on his Twitter.
Oh, right.
and on
Yeah,
the
that's
show.
right. You were
Yeah.
sending those dick pics out.
I mean,
Or
it was
boy.
it was a different time, Carl.
He really does fall for everything. And that's what Vince, the lawyer, to his credit, was trying to explain to John when John was saying that KC's business dealings were not above board and he was going to expose him. And Vince is going, well, you can't just read a random DM from someone. That could be someone who doesn't know KC. It could be someone that did work with KC and it has an axe to grind. Like these
Right.
kind of things happen all the time.
It's
Yeah.
in writing.
Yeah. It's as long as it's somewhat close to what he believes is happening, like he's in 100%.
Well, he let it slip. He goes, it's even on Reddit. It's like, well, yeah. So a lot of things on Reddit. John.
One person got something wrong on Reddit, and in 7 years, my company has not had one chargeback. So I do it the right way. Vince said it, and John can do whatever he wants. He's just a sad, delusional, fat nothing, and he should be thanking you guys because he wouldn't have fucking anything to do if it wasn't for you guys. He wouldn't be. He'd be back in Uber.
I didn't even get a Christmas card from him. Can you believe that?
Oh,
Everything I've done for him.
I have a friend that's still waiting for his snot wiper hat. I mean, not his snot wiper, his shit weigher hat.
Shit
Sorry,
weigher.
snot wiper was ours. Snot
He's
wiper
not sending
was ours.
those out. He's not sending out the shitware.
No,
merch?
he ordered it when they first went for sale, and he never got it.
He's
So-
probably working with Patrick Melton, and then he forgot that Patty Patty doesn't like him.
right.
Even
Oh, that was-
got a drunken Instagram text from Chad on Christmas. Would have
Yeah.
been nice to get some from John.
I told you I got an email from Chad on Christmas Day myself. He was
Oh,
just
that's
going through
right.
the whole Rolodex.
That's right. He's talking about
You-
football.
Yeah, he sent me a note talking about how the Browns were going to make the wild card and the Bills are going to fail.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah,
I
it was
just
nice.
said Merry Christmas, dummy.
Yeah.
And then I
I'm
said
glad he was-
Merry Christmas, Mud Shark.
I'm glad he was thinking of both of us on Christmas Day.
It ruined Tuki's Christmas.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did, because then I thought about Chad being all alone in his stupid, crappy apartment, looking at his walls with posters of himself, and he's like, "I'm gonna text Tuki. What should I say? Merry Christmas, puppet. No, that's not good. Merry Christmas, loser. No, that's not good. Oh, I got it. Merry Christmas, dummy.
And then he had to like try to get his eyes open in order to see the screen because he's probably blackout drunk as he's sending these
Right, guys.
messages.
Is Carl or Tuki? Are they the same guy? I don't know.
Tahiti Village. This was so funny that Vince the lawyer brings up today on the show as John's talking about what KC's up to, and Vince goes, well, look, you got to be careful what you're saying that the KC did, because people could say that maybe when you were promoting Tahiti Village, all of a sudden John got his stutter back.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
when you know John's like, oh, what? What? Do you, I don't know what that is. What, Tahiti Village? What is that?
That's a reputable business. Eric Estrada was a part of that. There's nothing funny going on there.
I just recently played John on Adam Carolla's radio show from 2008, where he was promoting everything. He's promoting his movies, promoting the Tonight Show. He's got stand-up gigs in Phoenix. He's got the Tahiti Village. So John's promoting the Tahiti Village, and there was no mention of timeshare. There's no mention of mandatory meetings you have to go to. These guys are great. 3 days, 2 nights, totally free. Beautiful resort in Las Vegas. Just give them my name. I'm telling you guys, this is a great thing. It doesn't seem like he was really being up and up with us on what the Tahiti Village thing is.
No, he's inviting you to be held hostage for
Yes.
years into your life. You know.
Oh, so then after the Tahiti Village thing where John's stuttering and couldn't remember, whoa, what is, I don't even know what that is. Oh, right, that's great. Everyone loves a timeshare thing. So then Vince asks him, would you ever hook up with a post-op trans person? And John starts deflection immediately. He's like, well, you know, Jim Norton's got a trans wife. Yeah, we know that. That's not the question. And then all of a sudden, people had been in the green room on StreamYard of John's for 20 minutes at that time, 30 minutes. All of a sudden, wait, hold on a second. Who's back here? Did you send out the link? He
Yeah.
saw all those people. He
I
saw
can-
those
I
people long before that.
I can confirm that for you because they were our people. It was Mike Morse and it was Joe, the frog. Both got the link somehow, some way. And Mike was back there. He took a picture. John definitely saw him. It showed him backstage. And then the next photo it says you're blocked. So John blocks him. And then and same thing with Joe. So and this is the guy that stood there and he's screaming at his mother's kitchen table going, "You think I'm afraid of anyone? You think I'm a cow?" And he's running from people in a window on a computer screen.
But imagine being so afraid of being called transphobic, you can't say no to that question. No, I don't want to lick a filleted penis.
Yeah.
I'll go one further for you, Tukey. You don't have to say pre or post. I'm way ahead of you on this one. Probably not is the answer. Something transphobic about that. It's fine. Everyone has their preferences.
So afraid that someone's going to call him transphobic. He's so indoctrinated in that life where, if he said he didn't want to have sex with a post-op transsexual, people would call him transphobic. He's afraid of that.
So I don't agree with giving John money, but if you are going to super chat him, we just need to keep asking him over and over again, would he or wouldn't he have sex with a trans person? Because he's never answered that question. We keep asking, he deflects, he finds other things to talk about.
Does that mean he doesn't love his son or daughter? Not in that way, you know.
This is a weird question. So today he's saying, and maybe he's been doing this recently, 2 of his kids are gay, he says.
Yeah.
Now I know his former daughter was gay, but does that make his son gay?
Hold on, I got to get some scratch paper.
Yeah,
Wouldn't his son be straight? So his middle kid is gay because I read that in an article online.
This is like a beautiful mind, the chalkboard from a beautiful mind.
But the older son, Knight, would be straight, right?
Knight would be straight. Now Knight has no penis. I don't know. He would be straight.
Wow.
I'm very confused about this.
That's a conundrum.
What about the one who grew up in an urban community or whatever?
So that one's gay. She has come out and said that she's gay, and she's also what was the word she used about food?
Hungry?
Carry the 2.
Okay, yeah, both balls. Yeah.
Somebody said night is now day.
Day, night, whatever. Same difference.
I mean, I didn't know. Bob and I the other night we were watching something, and he said, and somebody was like, "So how many kids?" We go, "We don't know what's going on over there. Who's gay? Who's this? Who's that?" There's a lot happening over there.
Right.
Well, then
it's a lot.
I think GTL asked him if his youngest son is gay, and John said no, he's definitely not. Which I thought, well, I don't know that you want to come out right now and say that. Like, things might change.
No shit. Yeah.
I wouldn't be declaring anything at this point.
Like the weather over there in that house.
Tony Bag of Donuts. This is the most fun I've ever had with Schadenfreude.
What?
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's Jew stuff. Stay out of it.
Okay.
Puddintoot, $10. Does anyone else remember SJ saying that Susanna told him that his package was bigger than her jungle love? We all know SJ worries about that.
Yeah, you know, Carl, I got a theory, man. I got a theory. John always talks about when he said he developed late and he was real embarrassed because he didn't have pubes and stuff. I believe that's where he mentally stopped maturing. It seems like he has the mind of a 12 or 13 adolescent or about pre-adolescent boy. If that makes any sense.
Hold on a second, Casey. When he claims that he slept over at Howard's house, you think that's something a 12-year-old would say and be proud of? You think sleepovers is something that children talk about and not adults?
No, I mean, trying to impress people. Yeah. I mean, you get to it like that.
You think just random compliments from strangers he would remember for the rest of his life and repeat over and over again? That's like a childlike thing.
There's so many things that, yes, he is stunted.
Tom Giustano said, you were very funny.
You got it,
Don't tell
Tukey.
anyone I said that, but you were very funny.
Britney
Yeah.
Spears is a more well-adjusted adult than Stuttering John at this point.
No, he said he hit puberty late. He didn't have hair on his schmeckle for until junior year of high school.
Yep.
And he also said he's also been honest that he is not the biggest. So I don't know about that.
He goes
being
back and
bigger.
forth on that one, but he does have a whole song that you can find on his old YouTube channel where it's about how his penis is small, and it's just a complete Howard Stern ripoff. It's crazy.
Does he
If you worked
use
on the
like
show, you
really,
can't-
really horrible names for African Americans or
No, I didn't
Jewish
say it was
people?
funny. I didn't say it was funny,
Right.
Casey.
Yeah. He's not talented.
Yeah,
Just
he's
the
not
song.
talented
The
like
one
that.
from the book that you played.
Oh yeah, I know. Do you want?
You
Oh,
did
yeah.
do up.
That's a good one. Michael C. $2. Why isn't Tukey in Palestine? Tukey's Esmeralda.
What?
The one phrase John.
Better!
Yeah.
Tom DeLuise.
What does that mean?
KC, can you do us a favor and boot the bald hack?
Wow.
Tukey's got hair underneath that hat.
I was gonna say Carl's haircut isn't that bad.
Michael P. $2. Happy New Year to some of my favorites. Go Bills. Thank you, Michael P. I met Tim at DabbleCon. He came to DabbleCon. He was also at the Taupe Show in Buffalo last month. Down to always $5. Shuli, do you ever have trouble sleeping knowing that your only source of income is derived from making fun of someone 10 times funnier than you? What?
No, I sleep like a baby, Dom. Thank
He doesn't
you.
make fun of Bob Levy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Plague
it.
Rat, 10 Australian dollars. When did John turn into Harvey Fierstein from Independence Day? Gotta call my mother. Gotta call my lawyer. He really did turn into an old gay Jew. Michael P. again. Thank you. Go Bills. Cardiff Electric. No invite. FKB. F Tukey.
It's on.
Cardiff. Oh, you. Nimrod, 71 $5. Whenever you ask the question, is John really this stupid? The answer is always yes. Okay. Thank you. That actually is a good transition into my next thing that I wanted to talk about, because this is where I go, is John this stupid? He must be. He was talking about his place in Canoga Park, and someone was saying that there's like all this food there. Someone took a photo of like all this food that's piled up in front of the place. And John goes, no. I live in a gated community, so there's no way that can be true. And I remember when John lived in his shitty apartment in Canoga Park that he sold, he called that a gated community. Having a gate around the parking lot doesn't make it a gated community. It means you live in a shitty neighborhood. Does he really think he lives in a gated community? Does he know the difference between these things? I mean, Casey, he can't be this dumb, right? What do you think?
If he has bars on his windows, I mean, that's an upscale thing.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
What is he buzzing these drivers through while he's home? Like, you know what I mean?
This is
They
a
always
good
get
question.
there. They always get there when he's home. So why is him not being home make any
Right.
difference?
Right.
What's with the no
right.
driving thing too, guys?
I mean, there's a lot of rumors about it, but Tukey brings up a good point. The delivery guys get to his front door regardless, right? So there's no buzzing in, there's no intercom system.
It's true.
Right.
They're
They don't
there.
have his contact. They have Vince's contact.
Good
Right.
point, good point.
Right. So if it is a gated community, they're not doing it right because people are getting in.
Yeah, people are getting in and they're
Yeah.
able to stock Taco Bell up on his door. Or
Could you imagine if there was a gated community and there's like guards that work at the gate and John's going, if it's a delivery guy, ask if it's paid for. And then if it is paid for, find out what kind of beer it is. I will not accept no duels.
I was sent something by an anonymous person
Okay.
that claims they sent me pictures of the quote unquote signs on John's
Oh,
front lawn.
shoot, I have to see this. Can you share this with the group by any chance?
All right, we were gonna show it on Rico, but you know, I love you, Carl. We'll do it here.
Listen,
and
we got
we'll-
almost 1,800 people watching live. Hit the like button, you cowards. Subscribe, hit notifications.
Wait, this is at
You
the
can be-
Florida house?
Become
No,
a member if you
This
want.
is at his mom's.
Yeah,
Oh, this is at his mom's?
yeah.
Oh yeah, because John has been talking about how so they were getting distractions all the time, people delivering food, Domino's on Christmas Day, as you know. So John decided to finally take people's advice and put signs out front that said no orders, no deliveries. If someone ordered the stuff, we don't want it, don't deliver it.
Oh, okay.
And today they got pizza delivered. Vince the lawyer got the best pizza place in town to deliver pizza. So he's like, "Mom, get rid of the signs. Take the signs down."
I got 2 pictures. I'm sharing one with you, and then we will put the other one up.
I love it. Thank you, Shuli.
There you go. But this is amazing. This is amazing. And I can't wait. I texted it to you, so you should.
You texted it? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm used to doing that with Joe.
All right.
Joe who texted me in giant letters, no, with 3 exclamation points. Not to
he didn't want you sharing this. Oh boy.
He has
all
no
right.
control over.
I hope something is
Yeah.
All right. I'll pull that up in just a second. Let me just real quick.
You want John to kill some time? Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Whenever you ask the question, is John really the stupid? Answer is always yes. Oh yeah. There's another thing from today. John gets a super chat from I'm a F-slur. And John stared at it. He goes, I'm a F-slur. I don't get it. I don't understand that one. He's so stupid. Whatnot Chase or $2. Oscar starts his twink career Monday. I don't know about that.
An angry monkey.
Downtown Louise, $2. Where's the signed posters, shitwayer? Oh, is that still going on? Good bit.
No, everybody. Yeah, I mean, everybody.
Put in toot. $10. My favorite part of the wedding speeches stream was the FMK with SJ's kids.
Oh, he's saying that you guys played F, Marry, Kill.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That is funny. Okay, Ward, $5. New to the dabbleverse. Where did the name Dues Payer come from? Love WTP and the creep off TWO.
Tuki World Order TWO.
Shuli, can I explain this one?
Yeah,
Or do you want me to
please.
Take it? Okay. Because I find this actually to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
What happened was there was an on-air argument with Artie Lang. Shuli was on this tour with the other comedians on the show. Artie referred to him as the Hack Pack. Shuli came on and said, look, I know you think that I'm one of these guys like Stuttering John did all those years before, where I'm just using the Howard Stern name and going out and putting a comedy show together. And Shuli goes, I've actually been doing stand-up for a very long time. I've paid my dues. I've put in the 10,000 hours, whatever. So a lot of people latched onto that. Like, oh, Shuli's saying he paid his dues. The funny part about this is that John loves to refer to this, Shuli, as the dues payer. John literally did not pay his dues. He literally put together a comedy show he had no business hosting, would just show videos of stuff that he did that Fred and Jackie wrote for him on the Stern show, and then bring up the talent, bring up Jim Florentine and Jim Norton and Bob Cup and everyone else. And he's the one who just started doing stand-up without paying any dues. And who cares what paying dues, whatever. If you're funny, you're funny. It doesn't make a fucking difference. But it just, that always cracks me up that he latches on to that when John's literally the guy who never paid his dues in comedy.
All behind Howard's back too, and it's even more deceitful and disgusting and gross than you've heard. I mean, to insult these comics who do this for a living, who are on the top of their game, and not even paying them half of what you're getting. How in love do you have to be with yourself to not see that this is a horrible thing to do?
Well, he also brought up this week that you stole that idea from him. You taking out the comics of the Friends of Howard Stern or whatever. You stole that from John.
He asked Levy. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just some things are just like, man, the guy's just delusional. And I was actually,
KC was doing more stand-up than John ever has in his life. I mean, KC was literally doing spots at clubs. He was going every weekend. He had gigs, one-nighters in Jersey, PA, Connecticut. I mean,
thank you, Shirley. I appreciate that. Yeah.
KC was working with Levy and whoever else, Florentine, Norton, all these guys know him. That he worked with them almost every other weekend. If he didn't have some other thing set up through the radio station, an appearance or whatever. But Casey did legit stand-up. He had his own own night at Caroline's. I remember you guys had like a once a month show at Caroline's that they let you do. So he was plugged in.
It does show how insecure John is, though, that he has to keep saying what a comedian he is. I mean, let's remember the whole reason why we talk about the dabbleverse is because Chrissy Mayer wasn't aware that he dabbled in comedy. He took wild offense to this. Yeah. John, you're not a good stand-up comic. You're not funnier than Bob Levy. You're not a good comic. Get over it. It's okay. You can't have record deals and be the greatest stand-up comic and write movies and be the announcer for the Tonight Show and the stunt boy on Howard Stern. It's okay. Pick a lane and just go with that. The other problem that John has, because he wants to be all things and do all the things all the time, he's never settled on a single nickname. And I've explained this to him many times. You got to take a page out of Trump's book. It doesn't stick when I'm Carla and Lady K and Lady Kmart and the shitwearer and the dues payer. And like, you got to just pick one and go with it. That's how things stick. But he's
Carl, by calling you Carla, that's supposed to put you down, right? It's supposed to.
No.
Right?
No, Casey, you are wrong. Because Carl was trying to be undercover in John's chat. And Carl actually made a sock account called Carla. So Carla is actually Carl. So therefore, it cannot be transphobic because it is what Carl was doing.
Is that what he says?
This is what he says. And Casey, he was talking about it again today. It's so obnoxious because he just goes over and over and over again. I guess John thinks that if you tell a lie enough times, it becomes the truth.
It's called
John.
How do you remember so many lies after you do it so many times?
He doesn't. He gets caught up in shit all the time. Yeah.
Hey, the code for John's audiobook isn't working on the Patreon, by the way, Carl.
Oh, I know. I have my guys working on that. He goes, the other thing he goes, I've shown so much evidence and proof that Carl posted my book on Patreon. And then he starts listing his friend and his other friend and the publisher. They all know it. That's proof. Like, no, it's not. You can't. It's not true. It didn't happen. You didn't prove it. But the Carla thing, he goes, well, Carla used to come into my chat as Carla. And when him and I had our one-to-one conversation, I said, no, I didn't, John. I've never had a Carla account on YouTube. I have 3 accounts. I have Who Are These Podcasts, my real name, and The Isotopes, my band. Those are my 3 YouTube accounts that I use. I've never been Carla. And John goes, oh, okay. So he stopped saying that for a while. Then today, he goes, well, no, the reason why I do that is because he used to be Carla in my chat, even though he says he didn't, but that's not true. And then 10 minutes later, he goes, and Carl even told me that's who it was, that he was Carla.
How about Lady K?
It's so confusing. Lady K is just because he doesn't have any originality. So that's a Lindsey Graham thing that he latches onto. So if you make fun of Republicans, he puts me and Shuli in the same thing. So if he's got a nickname for them, he'll use the same thing on us.
Mm-hmm. All right. How about Gay C?
Well, yeah, people were taking a task for that one today too. Gay C.
Oh, really?
They were saying it's too accurate. Hello.
Well, everyone knows calling another man gay is the worst possible thing you could possibly say.
That's right.
Not reading that.
So here we have it. Here is one of the sides, and we have another one that's going to come up.
Now, hold on. I just want to say this real quick. I did not ask this person to do it. I've asked nobody to take pictures of anything. This was just sent to me, and I do not condone invading people's privacy. I want to make that statement. Right. That being said, I could not show this.
Does he have a 3-year-old living with him?
That N is silent. Stop it.
Sorry.
His mom wrote it. In Dutch, that's how you write knock. 2 N's.
Yeah, they must have fucked up on one of them and had to color it in. I see what happened.
10 words.
Yeah, look at that.
So it's not in really good focus. What does it say underneath this? Is it like "thank you, the management" or something?
That one I don't know. I don't know what it says on the bottom of it.
So if you're listening to this, it says "do not knock or ring the doorbell" with 3 exclamation points after doorbell.
Yeah.
I thought that
unless it's from the pizza place I like.
Right. Yeah.
Unless it's paid for, then you are not trespassing in any way, shape, or
How do we know this is real, though?
I have it from a good source. Yeah.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, I understand.
He's just saying he received it and he doesn't know. He's just saying, hey, this is what I got. I'm just showing it to you.
The person that sent it to me said somebody sent this to me and this and that, and this guy's like, "What do you want from me?" You know,
And it's all going the other way, right?
Did you really spell knock with an N at the end? What are we doing here?
I'm just observing and reporting, dude. I don't know. You know.
Hold on, I gotta get my mom in here. Mom, see how he spelled knock? Mom, get in here. Look at this idiot. Look at how he spelled knock on this sign.
Thank you, mommy.
What a moron.
Mistakes are made. That's why Monkey's mothers created whiteout.
Thank you, mommy.
Mom, I can spell in second grade. Tell them. Mom, come here. Tell them I can spell in second grade.
I got a ribbon.
Ma, they don't believe me.
The king of Pennsylvania. I am leaving Judaism and converting to Tukeyism.
Yeah.
Another
Yay!
one.
I just
Allah
have to tell
Akbar.
you, the problem with Tukeyism, you do have to disavow your friends and family. So care with that.
Where
Ham
you're
hands,
going
$2. That ham-themed guy is an imposter.
Uh-oh.
Good to know. Brian Workman, $5. Vince the lawyer asked SJ if he would date a trans person. SJ deflected by getting angry and asking VTL who he sent the link to. VTL never held him to answer. Yeah, I know. There was a lot of shenanigans. I guess that we did cover that. This is getting the back a little ways. I stand with the potato, boycott KB, FKB. I don't
He's
think
mad at Tukey. I know that.
Oh, why? Because you're on this show right now?
Yes. I got a
Oh.
Twitter message. Wait, hold on. I got a Twitter message.
What are these say?
Tukey, what the fuck? WATP? Question mark. He knows I do all these shows.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was a
This
nice.
is the
Hey, it was a nice run you had with him, buddy. But
Look, this is the thing that
My
Kevin,
good friend.
I don't know what Kevin's long-term strategy is. I don't think he probably has one, but you can't invite people on your show and then expect them to take certain actions afterwards. I remember he got mad at me the first time I was on his show. I went on Gino's show the next day and he was all pissed off with me. He's like, I'm friends with Gino Bisconti. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I go on Mr. Love's Company and now I have to change my friend group over it. Fucking idiot.
yeah, he's a tool. And he blocked me on Twitter.
I
Big
saw
bad
that.
Kevin ought to be ashamed of yourself. What's wrong with you? What
Surviving
happened?
the news, $2. Great show, guys. KC, miss you and your hot body.
Nice.
Oh, that is Phil. Hey, Phil.
I gotta say, it takes one to know one. So
Mm.
when he's talking about hot bodies, what not chase for $2? Casey, John is in your chat as Dom DeLuise.
Ah, that
I don't
makes
think so.
sense. That makes sense.
Whoa! Look at who just showed up.
Whoa.
Oh,
Ski Mask is here.
What's up,
All
guys?
right.
It's Ski Mask.
So that was not Tukey this entire time. It was just Ski Mask.
No,
hanging
yeah,
out.
All right.
Ski Mask.
There you go.
Can't let Brennan know I'm on here.
Ski Mask, are you gonna get drunk and take your clothes off? Because I can't have that on my YouTube channel.
No, I
You
will
know
not.
that.
No, I won't do that.
Okay.
Won't do that. Said to let Brennan know I'm not on. Tukey's not. Let Brennan know Tukey is not on, and Ski Mask is on now.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna be pissed at Ski Mask.
Uh-huh.
Billy Mac, $5. Vince the lawyer repeatedly argued with declaring SJ was not a narcissist. Well, yeah, and that's part of his shtick. So what Vince the lawyer likes to do is he likes to say, no, I didn't play the wedding speeches videos, not that I remember, but if I had, what I would have criticized them about was, and he also does that thing when he's on there with KC or anyone else, he goes, now I'm not saying John's a narcissist, but if he were, what he would do is he's saying that you're a narcissist, he's saying that he did play those tapes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not
Like,
that
like
difficult to figure out.
Yeah, when he talks about Phil, he goes, I want to make it clear. I don't want anyone calling him a fat ass. I don't want anyone calling him beluga whale or whatever, insult
Yeah.
that he comes up with. I don't want anyone doing that.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Those are horrible names. Should not call fat people those names. He's right.
Right.
Framp says $5. Does Shuli or any of Shuli's get this super chat money? Love you all, FSJ. It depends. Do you want him to get the money or not? Because I'm willing to negotiate with the chat right now. Hey, Shuli, how much did you have to steal from Scritchard, Sale, and Scott Salem to afford those chiclet caps in your mouth?
So that's John. Do you think that's John?
I don't know.
It could
He's
be.
on my show all the time, and he's nice. But now he's being mean.
Oh, all right. It might not be the real Dom DeLuise
It
then.
might not be.
Damn it.
Dave Daffler, as you guys call him. For clarification, I was so of John's hair. Love you guys. For Clarification, I was. What does he mean by this?
Do you think one of us is going to make sense of that?
All right.
I was
All right,
so
Dave.
of John's hair. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Missing
off
a
with
word or
Johnson.
something. Laziest man on Mars, $5. Thanks for a great year, guys. DabbleCon was awesome. Here's to John, alcoholic dementia, bringing us the walls in 2024. Can you believe that DabbleCon was this year?
Yeah, it was a lot. We got a lot in a year, man.
So much time has passed, it feels. I feel like that was 5 years ago, but it was just February of this past year that we were doing DabbleCon. And what an event that was. Casey, we missed you, of course, buddy.
Yeah, no, I can't believe you guys have started this thing so long ago. It started in Rochester, right? In the winter time. I can't believe you had the diehard fans that would go up in Rochester. That must be a cold place. They make great sauce.
Tukey, was it cold that weekend?
Yes, very cold.
You
God,
caught
It
it.
was fucking cold.
You fell for it. It's ski. I thought it was ski match.
Busted.
Nice, Carl. That was some good detective work.
Good work, Carl.
Just one more thing. Survivor the News. Casey, are you available for photo shoot? I am German.
Well, if you're a homo, then okay.
One Not Chaser, $5. SJ has never backed down ever, except that time Sharon Stone's bodyguard slapped him.
Yeah.
Peter Chicken Man Brennan, $2. A KB Ray, Chud, and Sucho show. What's the order?
Like stand up?
Okay, let's go with that. Sure. Why not? Well, we got to have Chad go first because he's going to get drunk. So he can't sit around waiting. So Chad
Or do you have Chad host it?
Chad hosts it. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So that's
And
good
then-
because the more alcohol he drinks, it's almost like a different comic coming up in between. Each
Right.
comic
Yeah, good point.
because He's getting
Now-
more and more drunk.
Stuttering John is a headliner, so I know that John's headlining. Ray is probably going to go way past the light.
I'm just
So
happy to
he'll-
be here. I'm just
He'll be on for an hour and a half, and KB won't show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, go ahead, Shul.
I say you go Ray 1, you go KB 2, and then you go John 3. Just so John could say KB opened for him the rest of his life. That I would love to give that gift to both of those guys.
Yeah, it's kind of hack when you say that someone who went before you in one of these types of shows opened for you, like Cardiff does with Anthony Cumia all the time.
Or that you're going on last at an open mic, so you're headlining it,
Headlining it.
like Ray DeVito. Yeah.
Mean Gene in Florida, FSJ with $5. We're on the same page. Wendy's cat. Sharon Stone's bodyguard did what I only dream of. Yeah. We should get that guy on the show. Tony
What a
Bag
hero.
of Donuts just finished all 5 parts of WTP versus SJ. Epic. Wow. That is a lot, Tony Bag of Donuts.
I mean, how many people did you neglect in your life for that?
how many hours is that? I wonder. Can only imagine. I love that somebody put that all together. That's awesome. Lady Di, SJ Soulmate, $2. How does SJ make me look like the better lush? He really does too, Lady Di. It's not good. Hey, Shuey, does your wife toss your salad?
If I asked her to, she would. I don't have fucking nasty ass hemorrhoids sticking out of it.
Oh,
It's like, all right,
Ugh.
this is when he was explaining what his hemorrhoids look like. So the only thing that I was thinking was this guy's taking a mirror and looking into his asshole.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
like a chick that examines her pussy.
He's got a flashlight. He's got a flashlight out. and-
He's squatting over a mirror or something.
Yeah, I mean, who else is gonna do it? He's got no Ma, come here, take a picture of him.
But was he the only
I
one?
said landscape, not portrait, Ma. Take it again.
That's all I can think about, though. The day he was sick after Christmas, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that they picked up a shit pork from
Oh.
other people who were sick. And then John's mom and sister, they all have hemorrhoids, so everyone's wiping their asses on Christmas Eve. And then they're handling the shit pork.
Oh,
and then John got
God.
all sick. Oh,
I've never seen
in that house.
I've never seen somebody so excited to steal food from another relative.
Mom, make it extra
on
crispy.
Christmas.
We want it
Yeah.
extra crispy.
We
on
wanted to-
Christmas. On
Oh,
Christmas, he's like a head of a family.
Joyce, go over to Roy's house. Grab the pork.
What a mess.
And I can tell you guys from being an alcoholic, he wasn't sick. What happens is when you drink a lot, and you stop, you get the sweats. You start to feel like that. That's exactly all that was. I guess he said he only had 2 beers. So imagine how much he's really drinking each day if 2 beers can't keep him on the level.
Interesting.
Which
interesting
would
theory.
explain why he's in cahoots again with Vince, so the deliveries can continue.
There you go.
Thank God he powered through while he was sick. I was worried there for a while he wasn't going to be able to power through that show. So, was that the show where he just sat there and watched the old Channel 9 dating game?
Yep.
God, he really stinks at that. He just sits there and watches. He doesn't comment or anything.
And the other thing he was trying to do is he was trying to evoke some sympathy so he would get super chats.
Oh,
Right.
You think it's a money grab? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
Who can forget this? $2. KB is upset with Tukey, FKBTWO. I got a text message from our buddy Phil Elmore. That wasn't me super chatting. All right. Thank you,
Okay,
Phil.
we know.
He doesn't want to take photos of KC. The greater good, $5. Hamburger Nissan, best price, best service, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Thank you. Please go to our Yelp page with that. Much appreciated. Anonymous 2112, $5. Thank you very much. Geek Chorus with a $2 super sticker. Ken Bailey became a new member. Thank you very much, Ken. Real Daryl Emore. Leave my brother Phil.
This is not Phil's brother. I will save you the text. You still get charged 25 cents a text. You don't save your 25 cents. Phil, that was not Phil's brother.
Yeah.
We know exactly
Hi,
who that
Vince.
is.
Yeah, hi, Vince.
Exactly. What not change for $2? John's oldest son has a tight pussy.
Ooh. Who's that?
Not a straight hotel. Michael Popak is the Lionel Hutch of the dabbleverse. You know, these books aren't just for show. Sometimes I open them up and read them.
Wait, no. Money down.
Here's my card. It doubles as a sponge. That's one of them.
Abandoned truck in Phil's yard, $2. Do you think my owner can replace John in dabbleverse? Maybe. We'll find out. King of all dabblers, 1,600 watching. Are we buying views for Carl too?
Depends.
Yeah.
How many likes? How many likes? Let's figure this out.
Hit the like button, everybody. Yeah, that was the thing that KB was DMing me about, trying to prove that you guys buy views over at the Shuli Network. And my whole thing is like when I go on, and I don't do this very often, I point dabble points, and I do an emergency episode where I go on live and talk about John. We get 1,800, 2,000 people watching. People are interested in this content. It just is what it is. It won't be like this forever, but right now it is.
I love that where he thinks that John thinks that he is so special and so gifted and such a great celebrity and he's funny. But have you ever tried to just watch him by yourself? I know you have, but I can't do it. I have to watch you guys making fun of him, and I'm not alone. There's 4 times the amount of people that are watching you guys make fun of him than watching his show. It's quite easy to figure out, and he just is last to get the joke.
You're talking about KB or John right now?
John.
It's so tough to tell the difference these days.
It really is. But I will tell you, I was watching Stuttering John leading up to this show because I just wanted to see what he's talking about. This is a weekly recap of everything that John's up to. It's so repetitive.
Mhm.
John, it's the same. And I think a lot of radio guys don't realize this. I've seen this with Opie. I've seen it with Adam Carolla. They've been on the radio forever. And with radio, people listen for 15 to 30 minutes at a time. They're in their car, and then they get out of their car, and then they get back. So it's like you repeat yourself because you have different audiences in different blocks.
Mhm.
So the things that you do at the 7 o'clock hour, you can do the next day at the 9 o'clock hour, and it's all new to them. In podcasting, that's not the case. People are watching the entire episode. They've heard you tell the story about directing Quentin Tarantino a million times. Stop it. Come have something new to talk about. It's annoying.
When you were talking about catchphrases before, I thought you were going to talk about 2 things that John has been saying all week. One is proof is in the pudding.
Yep.
Okay.
And fly with the Eagles.
Yeah.
He keeps saying those 2 things. And he doesn't even use proof is in the pudding the right way most of the time.
Nope.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Aqua One coming in with $10. Just joined Be Dabbler Network on Patreon. More money that John won't be getting because just like the Elephant Man, he exists to be studied, mocked, and ridiculed while his handlers profit. Wow, that's a great analogy right there.
Thank you,
And it's
Aquaman.
100% true. It's 100% true. It's the same thing he did for us when we got struck off of YouTube. we started a Patreon version of it, and the Patreon blew the fuck up. That was it. That was the start of everything.
And again, because we talked about this about an hour ago. This Sunday morning, both on the Shuli Network Patreon and Who Are These Podcasts Patreon, we will be reading through the wedding speeches of John's adult children at their mom's second wedding and analyzing what these speeches mean about John as a father, husband, and family member. There'll be a full analysis going on there. And John, I dare you to sue me. I definitely dare you to try to sue me. You A, can't afford it, and B, any attorney would go, well, you can't sue over this. They're more than allowed to do this exact thing.
But I have the copyright.
What's up being trans? My kid's a trans. I can sue him.
You're on a... Oh, go ahead, dude.
No, I was gonna talk about something else. So
Go ahead.
oh, okay. Did you hear when Vince was talking about how being gay doesn't necessarily work in nature, and that if species were gay, the species would die out?
If everyone was gay, the species would die out. And John's response was, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Well, John saw a documentary called Jurassic Park. And he said, the dinosaurs, they were all born female or whatever. I don't even think he went that far, but he was like, did you not see Jurassic Park? Nature found a way. So stupid.
He's so stupid. He's like, all right, you think that, but what about turkey basters? Am I right? That's the way. There's ways around this. He really is a dumb man. AO 1012, $2. She was food insecure. John's a dope. Yes, that's right. That's what it was. She came out and said she was food insecure. The greater good, $2. Carl, is that KC or Salacious Crumb laughing?
I'm not a crumb bum.
Between KC and Tuki's laugh, I have to look up every now and again and see who's doing it. Both infectious. Mean Gene in Florida, $10. Wishing Casey an awesome 2024.
You too, Mean Gene.
Oh, this is the real Phil. Fragile Phil, the liberal snowflake, $2.
There we go.
Only pansy thin-skinned Democrats block people. Yeah, that's
say it, Phil.
That would be true. Ricky Bab, $2. SJ has no actual identity. He's cable guy in real life. Dom again, $2. Who's the biggest hack, Shuli or Carrot Top? Are those the two choices?
Really, Carrot Top's doing fantastically well. Got a show at the Luxor. I wish I was that hacky.
Dang Lizard. I heard Tahiti Village was SJ inviting women on vacation based on a description of their body. What's her body like? Does anyone know what this is about?
Well, that's what he asked Bob about when him and Gina broke up.
Right.
That's what he goes, what's her body like? She doesn't have any body shots, any body pictures. Yeah. Class act.
Surviving the news, $2. KC. That was not me asking to see your pin.
I know, Phil. I love you, buddy.
I don't even think that's Phil saying pin. I didn't want to see your pin earlier.
I'm easily duped.
All right. Shlomo coming in with $5. Shalom. How do you all feel about Asa's handsome, sultry boyfriend, Mike Morse? I'm rooting for him.
Mike's making his move. He's making his move.
Now, just so you know, I grew up with a Virginia. She went by Ginny. So if I call you Ginny the Warrior, then am I misgendering you? VTL? Is that how that works? He's such a douche. Painkiller. John meant he lives in a gay kid community.
That makes a lot of sense now.
All right, you get one of these for that.
Home run, call me a home run.
That was good.
Stoned Lizard, $2. That she belongs in a gated community, a zoo. TWO. Lynn from Lancaster. Just want to send love to the great KC. Double nice.
Thank you, Lynn.
Dom coming in with $5. Shuli paid his due specifically to the American Hack Association, $20 a month. Christina had to pay before he started URS.
All true. All true.
I don't know how to pronounce this name. $5. How do I explain to my girlfriend what the fuck it is I'm watching right now? All right, here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. That's that Stuttering Sex Pest channel I was telling you about, where they have all 42 hours of us talking about Stuttering John since 2018. Force her to listen to that like a Clockwork Orange style. Strap her down, make her stay awake. Yes. Don't let her sleep. Make her listen to every second of that. And if she's still not a fan, she gets her money back.
Nice.
Or show her Japanese porn where they're like pulling eels out of there, because that'll be easier to explain than this stupid shit.
No shit.
Show her Citizen
Testicle
Kane.
porn makes more sense.
Yeah, Citizen Kane.
Turnkey names. Love Jason. Wishing he were here.
All right.
Looney Tunes Critic $10. Is DabbleCon 2 still on? And if so, when? I need to know now so I can start drinking, stop showering, and throw away all responsibility and humility so that my accurate SJ cosplay can be ready in time. I wouldn't recommend you do any of those things. Have we talked about a date or anything for this? Sure.
I think we were toying around with August, possibly.
Yes, end of August. We're looking at.
Later, in the end of August.
Jesus is here. Wow. Carl, are you aware John has gotten the police involved when it comes to the pizza delivery at his house? He spoke to a police officer by the name of Sergeant Supreme Skull.
Yeah, does anyone actually believe that he actually called these police departments? I don't
here's the
believe
thing.
anything he says anymore.
I don't believe anything he says either, because here's the thing. He said that he called the cops on me, called the Rochester Police Department on me. And he said the reason why he called is because I was making fun of his kids.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So I have a good friend who's in the RPD, and I messaged him, and he checked all the records. There was no record of John Melendez ever calling the police here. So I think he's lying, which is a weird thing to lie about because it makes him seem like a pussy.
What, you don't think he has a neighbor that's a cop that's on duty right now waiting for Domino's guy to step foot on his lawn so he could fucking tase him? I mean, what the fuck is he talking about?
Laziest man on Mars, $5. KC, I don't care how hot the kitty is. No bitch is taking my wallet.
Okay, I'm with you.
Guinea, the lawyer, says, Case, what's worse, John doing Friends of Howard or Shuley doing the same thing via Block Party 10 years after Howard made it clear he hates sideshows? What's worse, Casey?
I think if you put on a stand-up show that people go and enjoy, I think that's a great thing. Not glomming off of real comics like John did when he hadn't even done this shit before. He just played a tape of Howard's material. Big difference.
Well, that's he's 100% right. When John would go up and do 20 minutes, 15 of them were on VHS, and then he would do 5 Gary jokes and then bring on real comedians. The Block Party had 2 or 3 comics, but the stars of the Block Party was originally Ronnie and Scott, and then Ronnie and JD when Scott left. But yeah, it was a tour for fans of the show. That's what's been happening throughout the years. The problem John had is that he didn't do it the right way. If you can do it without getting on the radar and bring content back to the show, and that's how you keep the machine fed. But
I was just going to say, just as a listener at the time, I could tell you that the Block Party actually brought content. Ronnie yelling, let's fuck some whores, and all the shit that was going on. And listen, Howard went on there and went, what are you guys up to? This seems terrible. Right. But it was a whole segment.
Didn't he say cameras out with you guys, Shirley?
Well, with the Killers of Comedy, we had a whole Howard TV show on the road with the Killers, and they followed us all over the country, and Beatles with us, and the Chic, and all this fucking crazy shit going on. So it was very Stern centric, but it was, people came out. It was big.
All of this doesn't matter anyway, because John graduated from NYU and has a degree, and he's going to get a great job any day now. None of this matters.
That's right.
Joe Corson, right, $5, says, the only thing straight in John's life is his shoulders. I dig this lineup. Could this possibly be a monthly pod? KC, TWO, Carl, Shuley, Gagia.
Hey, Joe.
Thank you, brother.
I'd be happy to do that. This is a good lineup. Cape Coral, Camber of Commerce, $5. Friendly reminder that yard signs are prohibited in the Cape without a license. Thank you for your support. Yes, good point. I'll pick up my Trump sign immediately. I apologize for that. Tickets, $10. I'm breaking the news. Carl's drag performance name is Carla Frosty Nips. Sorry, can't keep the lie.
Knew it.
Mike Cuts, $5. Shuli can defend for people for offing and bragging and wishing was younger. All right, see the grab. Mom, get over here. Take a look at this grabble from Mike Cuts.
Listen here, you fucking dumb fuck.
You dumb fuck. Oh, that was the other thing that happened on the show today. Is someone, as he's, schooling someone on their grammar or spelling or whatever it was. Someone goes, John, have you seen what you post on Twitter? Do you not realize that you have typos all over the place? He goes, but that's Twitter. That's different. Like, well, this is a super chat. What do you mean that's different?
Twitter, all grammar bets are off on
right.
Twitter. Yeah.
Penis Rickle, $2. Did you hear SJ ask Ray to do a live show with him? I sure did.
There was a great chat the other day that somebody said, are you aware that gig Ray is setting up for you pays $300 max in Lancaster? And John's face, he just goes,
no, I was not aware of that.
$300. You mean the amount of money I can make in super chats over 2.5 months' time? Why would I do that? Framkey, $5. More money for all the Shulies. Peace in the Middle East.
Yeah, man.
A-Park, $2. KB's get back. He has Chad on now. Game over. Oh, God. Him with Chad. And Shuli, you point this out. I've been pointing this out. There's just zero credibility over there. When Casey says that something's not good or he doesn't like it, there's no credibility because it just depends on whether he's currently friendly with that person or not.
Yeah, KB. So you said KC by accident.
I'm sorry. KB I meant.
I don't want him to snap your neck.
I'm mixing up my Ks. Yeah. Kevin Brennan.
No, it's like we played a thing today on BS. It was great. It was him shitting all over Tukey. And what kind of idiot would have a puppet? If you ever see a puppet on my show, it's fucking over. And then we cut to a clip of him going, the best shows I had super chat wise was by myself and with Tukey. That's it. So that's who he is. He's just this fucking, he's trying to get heat constantly. He's looking for heat. He's dying of thirst. He's trying anything and everything on Twitter. This guy used to tweet me every night, Jew this, Jew that, this, that, the other thing, and then blocks me. And then I'm not even involved with this shit. I don't even fight with you on Twitter. So he's just a giant pussy in real life. That's the reality.
Tony Bag of Donuts, $5. Based on the lettering, that sign was written by either an 86-year-old woman or an alcoholic.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. That's
very funny. All right. One more thing I wanted to point out on here. I wanted us to discuss in this round table that is point dabble point. So again, John doesn't understand how stupid he is. On yesterday's show, he was watching Vince the Lawyer on with KC. And so the question comes up from KC. He goes, is John really this dumb or is he putting on an act? And Vince the Lawyer goes, oh, it's not an act. And John pauses it right there and he goes, oh, that's not the response KC wanted. Got him again. And then John goes on to explain that Vince the Lawyer is just telling the truth. These are his words. He goes, and Vince is just on there telling the truth. John, if you think Vince is telling the truth, he's lying. All right. He's always off on what he thinks Vince the Lawyer is up to. Oh, he trolls me sometimes. He's trolling you all the time. He was trolling you again today on the show. In fact, I have a funny example of that. Immediately he comes on, and I guess in your guys' conversation, I'll let you respond to this. In your conversation on the show yesterday or the day before, you had asked if John has ever done anything selfless for someone or charitable or something like that. And so Vince comes on today and he goes, I fucked up, John. I forgot, and I should have answered the question this way. And he said something about how John had reached out to you, KC, and said, if you ever need anything, just let me know. And Vince goes, and I totally forgot about that as an example of you being selfless. Playing into the fact that John thinks offering a favor is the same as doing a favor. It's right back to the Carl, take care of your cats that I don't own and don't exist. Right. And John fell for it hook, line, and sinker because he's a fucking moron. And he goes, well, yeah, it's okay that you forgot. But yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I am a selfless guy in that way.
And Carl, you should know that The first half of the, if I know what he's talking about. The first half was all threatening me and then the second half, because my friend Autumn took her life. But mind you, guys, this came from an account that I had no idea. It came from like Mr. Fixer Upper or something like that. It wasn't. It didn't say John Melendez. It was from one of his other accounts. So I'm a little confused about his selflessness.
Yeah, me too. I mean, but in John's defense, he has so many sock accounts, he does lose track. So maybe he thought that was one of his real
well, at least the guy has integrity, though. That's what I was worried about.
Maybe his selflessness is how he bangs women without telling them that he has HPV. Because he has genital warts, and he's talked about, I'm not afraid to talk about it. But then he doesn't talk about how the fact that once you have genital warts, you always have genital warts. Right. You can give them to anyone.
Virus. No, I don't anymore. They went away.
They went away.
He's an idiot because, I don't want to bring up other, but he was yelling about things like that this week. It's like, John, you've admitted to the same, to having genital warts.
Hey, Ma, check this out.
Ask my ma if I still have genital warts. That's my mother.
Well, the best is the fact that he thinks hemorrhoids are handed down from his family.
Yep.
Like blue eyes.
Yeah. Hey, let's not forget, he doxed them all for having hemorrhoids, the entire family.
And then they were all cooking dinner, and then John got sick. It's all connected. It's disgusting.
Yeah. So
I'm with you, too.
John is also saying that there's no evidence that I've ever gotten laid. Okay. Now, thank God there's no evidence of that, because no one would want to see evidence that I've ever gotten laid.
That's the one thing Reddit's not investigating. They're like, we're good.
We're good on that.
Yeah.
We can only imagine. So it's funny that, John's whole thing is like, he got laid at least 5 times. He has 3 kids, and he has warts and crabs, which I don't know. Crabs is proof he got laid, but whatever. I'm not going to play semantics.
Proof is in the pudding, Carl.
Yeah.
Wouldn't me being married, wouldn't that say something? Like, not a lot of women are just like, I think I'm going to marry this guy who never touches me and is not interested in me sexually in any single way.
And who would give a fuck if you were like a religious person who doesn't have sex for some reason? I don't know, like Morrissey or something. I don't know. Right? Who would give a fuck?
That's not the angle he's going for, though. He's trying to say that I'm an incel. I'm a married man. I live with my wife. We sleep in a bed together. What the fuck?
Well,
she doesn't appreciate that.
I guess his breakdown is if you haven't, if you don't have a kid, then you're not straight. I guess is what he's saying.
Oh, so the bottom thing is it's a gay joke.
Yes, and that is the worst thing that you could call another person.
Hold on a second, though, Ski Mask. What? Because isn't gay sex still count as sex? I'm not a virgin. How dare he?
His butt stuff? The Mormons do butt stuff because then they're considered virgins still?
Yes, that is true.
So if you've only done butt stuff or mouth stuff, you're still a virgin.
Mark Ebatista, $10. It's been lonely down here in Lee County. Carl, John may be losing this pub. Stevie's in Fort Myers closed. Could Cape Coral be next? Thanks for all the fun. See you all in Tampa. FSJ TWO. Hi, Coach. So, someone sent me this note that there's, I guess, 2 Stevie Tomatoes, and the one in Fort Myers is closed down. Now, the one in Cape Coral is where John hangs out. It better not close, because I like to know where John is so I can avoid it. I don't want him to have to find a new place to go to. And then I show up there.
You're not seeing the connection. He's not there. So the chain is losing money right now. He's in New York. They're hurting. This is a tough time for them.
Yeah. The guy who spends $50 at the pub, unless he has to leave, then he sells back his free beer for $5 to someone. Still the funniest thing I've ever heard. Sleepy Joe, $5. I dream of podcasting 4 times a day, doing stand-up once a year for 30 people, and grifting off real comedians like Levy and KB. Could Shuli give me any advice? I'll take the floor, Shuli. I mean,
get yourself a vision board. Number 1, write all these things down. Cut them out of magazines.
Does your wife have magical crystals? That might help.
Crystals. I was getting to that, Carl. This is not a joke to me. Okay, thank you. Crystals gently placed around. Now we're going to have to find the right color, the right months. There's a whole thing. DM me. I'll get you the advice you need. It's a lot.
Vision board and crystals.
Thank you.
Okay. That's fantastic.
I mean, how do you fuck up a Tukey appearance, Brennan? Explain that to me.
Seriously.
Jesus Christ.
Ham Hands, $20. I liked the Gefada Animal House, Shawshanko's Redemptionists. I didn't care for Citizen Kane, overrated, and didn't have character names I could stupidly relate to their positions in the character's life. SJ Movie Savant. Ralph Cramden, do you ever think about that? He's so stupid. King Cap, member for 1 month. Show is a sham. Use Tukey for views. Ski mask? We're all using Tukey for views. By the way, March 22nd, Tampa. Live show. WATP and Revenge of the Sis. Teaming up. Tukey will be there.
Yeah,
will be there. Save the date. Ticket link coming soon. Dan Tanner, $5. 2024 prediction. John's newfound pleasure of oxys will lead to a heroin addiction. Just Venmo the money to my dealer. Well, he told me it'd be better on my liver if I just did heroin. So easy, 7622 $2. I will take you to the court of public opinions. Yeah, that's where John's going to win. Abe Froman, $2. KC had the same sign for girls and an uncle. FKB. Is that
the sign on John's
don't
lawn?
ring the doorbell or
Yeah.
That's good.
Whatnot Chaser, $5. Strange Dom John disappeared after saying mean things about John's kids.
Oh.
Okay. I guess Whatnot Chaser's really trying to crack the case on who Dom DeLuise is in the chat. Jared, $5. Shuli, can you please unblock me on your channel on Hood? Thanks.
On Hood? Yeah, I'll talk to Frog. I didn't know you were blocked, but
get a job, Jared. What the hell is
definitely, yeah,
You
definitely
live in a van. He's paying $5 to ask Julie to unblock him.
It ain't the first time either.
Red 473, $5. Do you think John's hemorrhoids are from dabbling in butt stuff? Hacka.
Yes.
I think that's the one thing he doesn't dabble in. Mr. Majestic, $2. What happens if his family were truth with him?
I think they've tried. I really do.
Probably wouldn't talk to them.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you shut them out.
Yeah.
Totally.
You guys don't
Get
know.
to John. Go ahead, do your impression.
You guys don't know. I'm a victim. Me against the entire dabbleverse.
Tukey, so on yesterday's MLC. on yesterday's, this is the funniest ski mask I've ever seen. On yesterday's, yesterday's MLC, Tukey, you were pointing out, and I appreciate you doing this. You pointed out that Chad's impression of me is not great.
No,
It's not a good impression.
It's
And
sick.
then they said, do you do a Carl impression? Did you ever get around to doing a Carl
I
impression?
couldn't think of anything to say, and it never came up. But it's be like, it's hard because you have to have a lot of energy to do your impression. Chad
Okay.
does have that, but he's like, Chad's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. I can't do it right now.
I tried to put you on the spot.
All right.
Get to John.
All right.
$5.
$5.
Lady came on. What? I'm not homophobic.
Yeah, yours is probably the hardest impression that I do. It's the hardest to get into.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy.
Well, it's a lot of energy, a lot of nasal. You got to like shut one of your.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly. David coming with $5. KC's bit about getting pulled over with the fat chick was hilarious. Saw him do it at the Wilbur in Boston with Artie.
Oh, thank you, David. I gotta give it up for Jim Florentine. That's one of his hand-me-downs. But thank you very much.
No, I
Nice.
think he's talking about he saw you getting pulled over with a fat chick.
That's true.
I don't think he's talking about the joke.
That's true.
Benjamin Cohen, $5. The Dabbleverse is the Sally Weaver episode of Seinfeld where she roasts him on stage every night.
Mhm.
DPM, $2. Tukey is a better puppet than Rocco is a man.
Thank you.
Agreed. Dang Lizard. Dabble me this, dues paya. The more you take away, the more I became. Some call me SJ, but what am I? Oh, this is a riddle.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I read that wrong. The more you take away, the more I become. Some call me SJ, but what am I?
Case, you know this one. Go for it.
No, I don't. I'm trying to figure it out.
All right.
All right. Well,
I'm calling me
get
What is
back
SJ.
to
What
us.
am I?
It's
The
a
more
riddle?
It's a
Yeah.
riddle, yeah.
Do you guys know it?
the more you take away, the more I become. Is it? Somebody in the chat suggested hack.
Dumb? Dumb?
Dumb. Dumb. I like Tinkies.
Sarah, $10. KC, can you send me pics of your pin?
Yeah, no doubt. Hit me up.
I'm sure that's a real girl who's totally into you. Flex 317, 88 beers on the wall. Is that a Hail Hitler reference, sir? I won't stand for it. American Icon, $5. I don't want to say SJ is cheap, but taking a date to a cockfight isn't dinner at a show. Some stupid asshole, $20. Thank you very much. Go on, John. It's hard being a raging alcoholic narcissist with no friends or family who constantly gets dunked on by strangers. Oh, wait, he deserves all of this based on his behavior and treatment of others. As you were, gentlemen. Yes, I know. And
Nice.
this is the thing that all of us go through this in the Dabbleverse when you first get introduced to John. There's sympathy. There's empathy for a minute.
Mhm.
And then he does something. And you go, oh, what a piece of shit. Go fuck yourself, John.
Yeah, it's impossible for the nicest part of us. Then it's just destroyed in a matter of seconds.
I'll give you an example because my wife is a sweetheart of a person and she feels bad for John from time to time. And then John came out with he was going to dox her nudes. and she was like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Okay.
Yeah, that went quick. There it is.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. Desi's not woke, $10. Who is taking care of John's cats while he is at his mom's?
He said before he left that the handy guy around the apartment, he's going to leave him beer and give him a little cash to feed his cats.
He's been gone a
Oh, he's
long
gone.
time.
Yeah.
It's a good thing those cats hate him or else they'd be very upset.
Yeah. I told Vince now's the time to set up cameras in that place while he's out, So when you get back in, boom, we got a live feed.
John's neglected cat, $2. Nobody's taking care of us. 2 weeks, no food. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Not the cats. That's so sad. Dr. Steve coming in with some fluids. Became a new member. Thank you, Dr. Steve. Love you, buddy. Weird Medicine on SiriusXM, wherever you get podcasts. Dan Tanner became a new member. Thank you very much. Beta patched, $5. Hamburger Nissan, the frosted tips are going to be huge. Shitterson, $10. SJ once said about Carl, anyone who is friends with the racist Kumi is a terrible person. Does that mean SJ thinks Jim Norton is a terrible person? I heard him say today that Jim Norton's one of the greatest guys ever and a sweetheart of a man. And yes, they are definitely friends, him and Anthony Cumia. So wrap your head around that one, John.
John yelling at that guy, Sheet Shitterson, the other day was so, what do you think of that, Sheet? He's going, what do you think of that? It's hilarious.
Weird Medicine with Dr. Steve, $20. Happy New Year, boys. See you in Tampa. See you in Tampa, Dr. Steve. Looking forward to it. What a great guy. Peg Leg Biker. Member for 5 months. Thank you. Thank you for bringing on KC. How's Brad Pitt doing?
Nice.
Very good. Clyde, $10. Carl denied that he was Carla in my chat, but I know it was him 3 minutes later. I call him Carla because it was his name he used in my chat. He admitted it. That's why I say it. Yeah, that is exactly how it went down today. Exactly how it went down today on the show. I'm watching you, Ski Mask. I see you're waiting to pounce over there. He totally just said the opposite of what he said 3 minutes earlier. Vinny's tits. I know who that is. That's Dr. Steve. $5. Are yearning for that legendary Shuli tongue to suckle them. Vinny's tits are yearning for Shuli's tongue. Rick Iman, $5. F the hater Shuli. So many laughs from you guys this year. Yeah, I will concur with that. Uncle Rico show has been killing it. Of course,
Yeah,
the
you
BS
guys
show. You guys did a great job of trimming the fat, getting Ray DeVito out of there. Ray DeVito.
Whatever,
will be on,
man. Everybody hates me. Whatever. I don't care. This is stupid.
You guys picked up on this the other day where you were playing clips of Ray DeVito going, actually, I think Tukey should do this impression. Basically, what he was saying was that if SJ goes away, WATP will survive because I'm able to pivot. How would Ray say that?
Carl be fine. Carl be good. Carl knows what's funny, and Carl's had me on his show. Carl thinks I'm funny. I think I'm funny. Am I funny?
I'm listening to the BS show, play clips of this, and I think it was Shuli who made the observation. She's like, "Oh, someone wants to get on WATP," and that is true. We do have Ray DeVito coming up in January. We'll be on the show.
Beautiful! Send me a link. I'll pop on.
Squashed. I thought it was squashed.
Wait, can you do the impression of Ray doing the double bird for me? The way he was yelling, "Fuck you!" He's doing that. Fuck you, Shuli.
You just asked a puppet to give double bird.
More the vibe than the actual bird, you know?
Yeah. Fuck you, Shuli.
Somewhere. Well, thank you.
Nice.
Fuck you, Shuli. I thought it was squashed.
You telling Tukey to show double birds, very similar to what I did to Blind Mike yesterday on Who Are These Socials. He's going out to SoCal, and I asked him if he's going to be hanging out with Hackride out there. And I go, do you even know what Hackride looks like? You ever seen him? and he was very polite. Mike's very polite with me. He goes, I've heard his real voice. I've talked to him. I haven't seen him. And then someone super chats a little while later. I was like, Carl, Blind Mike's never seen Hackride. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck. I'm an idiot. That's a good point. Sometimes I get confused by these things. I trick people into thinking I have normal feet and legs. They see me walking around. They go, this guy looks like a real boy. I can't even believe
so
it.
happy when I saw you walking around. I was like, oh, yes, he doesn't walk all sad. Like, I thought I was going to feel all bad and be like, oh, no, what if his stupid feet? What if he walks around and he's like all limpy? No, yeah, you walk all normal.
I'm not a backyard boy, no. That is true. So Shuli Network is where you want to find that on YouTube and subscribe to that. You guys do the BS show Monday through Friday. Uncle Rico Monday through Thursday. Sunday nights, Uncle Rico's.
Yeah, we got some live shows coming up on the East Coast. So to get tickets, check out the dates and where we're at. bsshowlive.com. bsshowlive.com to get some tickets. And
of course, go ahead.
No, and that's it. It's just YouTube, Patreon, the Shuli Network. Thank you to all you guys. Great seeing everybody. And thanks, dude.
Thank you so much for hopping on the show today. And I guess I'll see you on Sunday. I'll be in communication with you on that. That's going to be a lot of fun. So check out
Table Read.
Shuli's
Actually,
Patreon.
We got to get Kumia involved. We got to get the whole crew, dude. We got to get the whole crew. Yeah.
Okay.
Missy,
I'll reach out.
All of them. All right, Carl.
That's
get
a
to work.
good idea.
Chop.
I'm on it.
All right.
Thanks, Shuli.
Love you, Tukey. Love you more, KC. Bye.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
KC Armstrong, you have a YouTube channel.
I do. I'm on Monday through, mostly at 9 o'clock at night. I'm not sure. I was talking back and forth with Kate Meany. I might have her tonight. I'm not quite sure. At 9 o'clock. On YouTube, it's the KC Armstrong. Please, guys, come on over and check me out. And thank you very much for having me. Tukey, Telke, I'm a huge fan. Carl, you know I'm a huge fan. You guys are awesome. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you to all your fans. I really appreciate it, guys. And
I'm
Merry
so glad
Christmas.
you can make it today. Yes, I'm so glad you can make it today. Thank you so much, KC. When you have Kate Meany on, and hopefully you do, you have to ask her about the harassment from John constantly.
Oh, I plan. Yeah. That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Day, he's DMing her to call him.
Yeah, I thought that was extremely interesting and needs
pathetic.
To be.
Yeah,
pathetic too. Yeah,
it's probably.
But guys, Mr. Telke, have a great New Year and give a
shout
out.
Year, KC.
All right, guys, love you all.
Love you, KC. See you, buddy. What's the Telke thing?
Link. I don't know. He says people's names wrong.
Okay, is that like a thing that he does on purpose, or?
Yes, it's a thing he does on purpose.
Oh, okay.
We just let it go.
Pretty
the voices told him that's what my name is, so we just let him listen to the voices and do whatever they say.
Tukey, I love the fact that here you have a week off from your normal job that you do, and you should be spending it with your little sister and your mom, and you said, I'll just go on the internet for hours at a time and entertain the masses, and I appreciate that.
Well, it doesn't stop here. I have the MLC link, and chat is on, so I will be going over there.
Yes, get over there.
And We'll see what happens. So thank you for having me. I love you more than a friend, Carl. Everyone go to tukisoup.com.
Yes, tukisoup.com, Dabbler Network on YouTube and Rumble, but
Yeah.
tukisoup.com has all the links, and subscribe to that because Tuki puts out fantastic episodes.
Thank you so much. I love
Thank
you
you.
more than a friend. Yeah.
All right. Everyone's going to head over to MLC to see Tuki on there. Oh, Kevin's not going to be happy. He is not going to be happy with our boy Tuki after this. Some more super chats coming in. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. This has been a fantastic audience, bots included. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Metallica Excalibur, $5. Carl, did you just do an effing Billy Facillo reference? Yes, it was. That was Herb Beta Apaches from Syracuse. You need to explain that to these guys if they don't get it. Huge. Yeah, there was a car dealership in most of New York State, I think it expanded to. And then he was out in Arizona too. And he would talk about his deals and he would say huge. And I don't know who ripped off who. Paris Hilton used to do that thing too with the huge. I don't know who started that. But yes, good call. That is a Billy Facillo. Forgot the name, otherwise I would have said it. Vambo 13257, Billy Facillo. We lost him about 10 years ago. He passed away. SJ will one day settle down with Pamela Anderson. You know, he actually might have a real shot at her these days because she is not looking great. Vinny's tits. Carl doxed me. Oh, shit. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm always fucking with... I'm so sorry. I think that's a different doctor. Whoops. Eating clams, $5. Great lineup today. Always respected KC for trying to deal with his problems honestly like a man, unlike John. I agree. And listen, KC was the butt of a lot of jokes on the Howard Stern Show. Brought us a lot of joy over the years. Joe Black, $2. 143, boys. SJ is the GOAT to bring you together. I love you too, Joe Black. Eddie Valentino, $2. Now I know which WATP episode to skip, LOL. Reels coming in with $10. Love the content, boys. Keep it coming. It was squashed. All right. Well, thank you, Reels, for hopping in. Thank you, all of you, for hanging out on the channel. Whoarethese.com is where you want to go to find all things. Who are these podcasts? Who are these socials? Who are these broadcasters? TheCreepoff.com is my true crime show that I do with Vinny Paulino every Monday at 1 o'clock. And that is a true crime show that's just for the men. The only true crime show on the internet made by guys for guys, because true crime is for women, but not at The Creep Off. And again, thank you guys so much. If you're on the Patreon, or if you're a member on YouTube or our Supercast, you get a link to all of our live WTP shows when we record them. Wednesdays at 5 Eastern, Saturdays at 2 Eastern, and you can watch along. You also get bonus shows. We just put out a bonus show this week going over Julia Fox's book, my buddy Mike Geary. And then that bonus show we're going to do on Sunday we've been talking about will be reading and reviewing the wedding speeches, which I am looking forward to. Billy Facillo used to give away houses in Cape Coral. Right, Caroline? He didn't. Did he really give away houses in Cape Coral? I remember there was some giveaway stuff. That would be a weird coincidence, I suppose. All right. We got to wrap things up. I'm going to go watch MLC and see what happens over there with Tukey. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for tuning into this.
Point, double point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.